LD.
It shines as bright as gold.
I can't. I like it. I like the feel of it. I like the color of it. Obviously there are some places that I have noticed and got stuck in. If you try to glider into certain places or like land on a roof or try to like jump off a roof, you'll get stuck in between places in the city. But other than that, I think it's got good loot. I think there's a lot of places to fight. I think the fights are kind of cool in that area because there's a lot of places to duck behind. You know, not only in the city but outside of the city. There's trees and bridges and stuff. So it kind of leads from when I fought there. It's kind of some cool fights. Um, Rabid, you've been playing a lot. How do you like the new tile?
Oh, wow. Yeah. I think it's a great tile. I think the art style is great. Shout out to the art team, Fu, Pio, everybody who worked on the tile. It looks beautiful. I honestly hope that that is kind of a feel of what we get moving forward. I love the original map, but it's kind of the same in every zone. I mean, you got the same feel of the cabin, same feel of, everything. And this really breaks it up. I think that it works better than the shipping company. I think the shipping tile was a lot of jumping. The pathing wasn't as good. You're wasting a lot of stamina trying to jump from, container to container to try to loot what you need to loot. This just seems better. I've seen some crazy sudden death fights in the zone, um, in the city, going onto the rooftops, going onto the roof of the church. It's been really cool to watch.
Mr. Roger, how do you feel about your city, Mr. Father of Darwin?
It is good to run across the rooftops once more, and the church is ever as tall as it once was.
I like that answer, actually. I do indeed. Here's something we were talking about earlier. The three of us improved sudden death. I have only come across it once. I didn't experience the no walls glitch that Grimy brought up earlier. I haven't experienced that. I think it was interesting, not just because that it becomes smaller, and you can't just, it doesn't just tick in, but the fact that it moves kind of threw me off a little bit. But I like the fact that it kind of keeps the momentum of the fights going, as opposed to, you would get into zones where you knew where sudden death was going to be, you knew where you needed to play, you knew exactly which high ground you needed. This kind of throws it off because if it shifts on you, then everybody's got to move. So it kind of keeps the pace of sudden death a little bit faster and more interesting as opposed to the same, oh, he's got the high ground, who's going to teleport up there and knock him down. And I like it. I like the feel of it. And I think that was actually a good idea for them to implement to move sudden death fights around. As far as it will work in like the top 100s, I guess we're just going to have to wait and see because there hasn't been a top 100 with this new implementation yet. So, Rabbit, I don't know if you've been directing as much as you've been playing. Have you still been directing quite a bit?
I direct a little bit. One of the good things about the new patch, which is kind of a blessing and a curse at the same time, is directors have about a 5 to 10 minute queue time right now. So I've been directing a little bit, but sometimes I just want to, get into games and get stuff done. So I've been playing a lot more inmate this split.
Have you directed a sudden death yet?
Yeah.
And looking at it from that angle, like how did it go?
Oh, it's great. I mean, I've seen my favorite one so far is in the treehouse zone. I hate that zone. I hate everything about that zone when it comes to sudden death. And the great thing, the zone moved out of the tree houses. They couldn't hide anymore. They were out in the open, and that was just kind of how it was. And they had to fight, and it was beautiful. It fixed every problem that I've seen so far, um, and that's really good for me.
All right, now we're gonna ask Grimy because Grimy, you're consistently in the top 100 tournaments. Um, with that new change, how do you think fights are gonna go as far as sudden death in the top 100? Do you think they're still all gonna go to sudden death now that that zone moves around and you kind of have less of a chance to gain high ground? You think people are gonna
Uh,
fight more frequently before that now?
no, I mean, honestly, I think it's gonna still be the same. There's still a good period of time before the circle starts moving around, where usually I would say in that time span when it goes into sudden death before this zone starts moving, I would say about probably 1 to 2 people are gonna die in that time period. So it's still gonna be like 5 people sudden death zones, or four, something around there. But it's a lot more skill based in my opinion, but at the same time, there's some really bad rotations of the zone that you have to have both of your movement electronics. You have to have your power leap and teleport just to be able to keep up with the zone because it'll go over mountains. There'll be points where like there's not even anywhere in the zone that's on the ground, and it's just over mountains or it's over lava, et cetera, et cetera. And huge thing too is going to be coffees. People are going to really want that beach party to get those coffees to, because whoever has coffees is going to have the big advantage. But I still think sudden death zones are where the majority of the fighting is going to happen for sure.
Recursive saying the tournament this weekend was pretty intense, sudden death wise.
Yeah. Yeah, no, most definitely. It was fun to watch. I think it's gonna, for the spectator experience, I think the sudden death zone is gonna be better. It's not gonna just be trap up a certain spot or get the high ground, et cetera, et cetera. I think it's gonna be really fun.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens in the top 100. Um, like I said, or we said, I just think it's going to be more intense now. There's no kind of like cherry picking high ground if things are moving around. So I think it's kind of cool because it forces you to kind of move out of that comfort zone and try and fight people. So we'll
Where
see.
the sign, there's also a glitch right now where on your side the forbidden zone goes opposite or wrong direction from where the sudden death zone is actually going. So I think that's kind of like what we were talking about as far as you couldn't see the walls.
Yep.
Fur cloak meta now with a new fur cloak, yeah, most definitely. Sorry, go ahead. I was reading out loud.
No, it's fine. I can see fur cloak. I mean, people have been using fur cloak, but now definitely. I mean, especially if you're caught out of position and get knocked out of that zone, I can see where fur cloak is going to be
Hmm.
um, huge there. Yeah, they're saying you need to mitigate as much cold damage as you can.
I
Um,
mean, in my opinion, if you don't have two movement electronics, you got to get the loot. You got to make sure you have coffees or wood to compensate for getting knocked out of the zone or whatever. Arena is also really good right now, trapping people. Um, like arena teleport, trap them into the zone or out of the zone so they freeze to death, et cetera, et cetera. There's a lot of cool stuff. A lot
I
of
can
cool
see
things you can do.
I can see kind of a I know that it's one of the challenges right now, but I can kind of see a play for the ice bolt too in
Hmm.
sudden death. Because
Yeah.
if you ice bolt somebody and then the sudden death zone moves away from them, they're ice bolted and they're taking cold, and then they have to, wait to unfreeze and then hopefully run back in.
Hmm. Yeah, most definitely. I mean, you definitely got to make sure you have loot. So in my eyes, maybe you're right. Maybe there will be more fights before the sudden death, and the sudden death will be like 3 to 4 people. But um, I think generally people are still gonna want to prepare as much as possible and wait out to the final zone.
yeah. All right, moving on here. This will kind of be all right. Halloween fun, and everybody's noticed this. They placed the jack o' lanterns throughout the map that give you infinite stam for, I don't know, was it 30 seconds? Was it 30 seconds? I think. Replace lobby drones with pumpkins. Change the main menu music. Change the main menu background to Gold City. Gold City. So, Robert, what's up with all the with all the decorations and jack o' lanterns and stuff you've been placing all over the place?
I am Roger D. Glanton, father of the Darwin Project. But alas, the pumpkins are Scavenger Studios' work, not my own.
I mean, we know that.
His voice, Roger, you cracked me
How
up,
do you
buddy.
how do you feel about the pumpkins, Roger?
Ah, they are a most auspicious gift to defeat the enemy and win the day. Collect them at your leisure.
I like it. I like it. So, what else do we have here? They optimized the UI, audio, and environmental elements. I haven't really noticed anything significant audio wise. I don't. I mean, I don't know if they just like cleared things up to make them stand out more, as far as like trees or arrow shots or like directionally. I've. It doesn't sound any different to me, so I don't really know what exactly they did there. Um, So here's what I wanted to talk to you about, Rabbit. Show directors will now gain action points 20% faster. How does that affect directing gameplay, if at all?
I think if you do it right, doesn't really. It lets you get to the big stuff quicker. So I've noticed some people drop Beach Party really fast now. But I mean, even really fast is subjective. I haven't noticed that big of a deal with it, but then again, I don't drop big I don't drop big AP cost stuff. So if you're going with the the beach parties or a manhunt or nuke or whatever, yeah, you can get it out faster. But then again, I think that they were coming out fast enough as they were. I don't think that that was that big of a deal. And I think that most directors had enough AP to last them throughout the whole game. Most directors have a whole bunch of AP at the end of the game, and they've already used all of their abilities. So I don't really think it's that big of a thing. Some people with different play styles might feel different. I don't know.
I feel like it was more aimed for public matches, because I do some directing here and there. I dabble. But there's games where they just go by so quickly that you can't get off anything that you really want to get off. You can't do certain things you want to do that you had planned for a certain game because the game just moves by so quickly. Um, I think Rabbit is right. If you do direct correctly, which would be the normal tournament way, the way that everybody prefers in the competitive way, um, then it won't affect it much. But it will create a much better experience for directors or newer directors or just in general in public matches in in my eyes.
This is for you, Shanzam.
Let's see. The double tap roll. We talked about this earlier before we even started the show. The double tap roll and the. You said that they're making it so that's, or well, I guess the arrow isn't going to be set like that to default.
I know that a lot of people have talked about not having that be default. I don't know for sure if that is what's going to happen. I think that it shouldn't be default. I think that there should be a, right at the beginning when back when they had those different classes that you could choose from, they should have something like that when you first load into the game. After the patch, it says, hey, these are the two options. Show them side by side. Which one do you want to use? And then you can pick from there instead of just because they didn't really say much on, hey, just to let you know, we messed with how you shoot. And then I know a lot of people the first couple games are like, why is my mouse broken? What is happening? I can't kill anybody.
Yeah, I had an issue. I didn't even know there were two separate, like I said earlier, slider bars. So my actual mouse sensitivity was like 28, and for some reason my ADS sensitivity was 100%. So every time I'd zoom my arrow in, I thought my mouse was going berserk because I was at 100% sensitivity whenever I was aimed in. So I
Seems
feel
good.
like some sort of yeah, I know it's not good. It's not fun. I feel like some sort of explanation or kind of like you said, like have them side by side or something, like something to let people know, like, hey, this is how it works. Otherwise, like me, like the first two games, I was, trying to shoot like normal, and I was just canceling the shot over and over again. And finally, I had to ask somebody, hey, what's going on? And they're like, oh yeah, you can turn it off in the settings, and it's this one. Go find it. So it was a little weird. I know people like boom streams easier to hit from above. That was a much needed fix.
I see. No, they didn't fix. Or they didn't do anything to axes, but I heard that they.
Are the boom shrooms fixed? Are
Mm,
they?
well, I heard that they made the hitboxes bigger.
Yeah, they're
That's what I
easier to
heard.
hit from above, so you
Well,
don't
I heard.
end up with that awkward if you're like at that weird angle where you're trying to hit the boom stream. You're not just missing it entirely over and over again.
I heard they made like the hitboxes bigger for like axes in general, not the boom shroom. So that was why the axes feel. From what I was hearing, I haven't played this patch nearly as much, but I heard that they felt better than before, slightly.
Yeah, you
But
can't
yeah,
shoot people from behind a boom shroom. I've seen that too, because now the hitboxes on the boom shroom are different. So if you try to headshot somebody who's hiding behind it, they're gonna go flying.
Hmm.
So
Gotcha.
the rest of the stuff is all visual. Added detail to glider. Turning off blood will now also turn off the beach party visual effect, where inmates appeared naked. I'm pretty sure they are naked.
But they also
sure
appeared naked. They might be naked, but they appear naked. That's a big deal.
All right. I'm sorry. Woo.
It's a big
Added
deal.
a timer to the lobby when the match will automatically start, which was kind of nice. Northern lights are back in during gameplay. Just visual effects. Reduced arrow trail visual effect duration. Updated the crosshair, which I'm not a fan of because I like having ticks on all sides of my crosshair. I'm not a fan of the two ticks on either side of it. It's
What do you mean there was no ticks around it before? It was just a dot.
no, they had like when you were moving, like at first it would be like close in. Now they have those two little lines on either side of it. I'm not a fan of that.
What do you mean? No, it was
You
always
could
a
lead
dot.
before. No, it was there was like a triangle. There was like a line. There were three lines around it. There were two angled at the bottom and one at the top. And now they
You've been
just
playing
have it
too much Black Ops, dude.
where now they just have it where there's two lines on either side of the dot.
I swear it was a dot.
Chat, can I please get confirmation that there were lines outside of the old crosshair place?
It was a toxic symbol
Three lines.
that you see from like a radiation.
There were three lines.
That's
All
what
right.
it was.
Confirmed Grammy's an idiot. All right.
Yo, okay, I only stared at the dot, I guess. I
See,
don't
there
know.
were lines. Yeah. So you could lead with them. Like if somebody was moving, you could kind
The
of
new
like lead with the bottom
crosshair
lines.
is much better than it was,
I don't.
albeit more difficult to accept because of how used to it you are, but it is far better from a linear perspective.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah. I just don't like it because it.
What did the crosshair look like when you played, Roger?
What is a crosshair?
It's fuck.
We're trying to. Okay.
Yes.
So.
No, there was no crosshair when I once played. It was installed into my face long ago.
His pupils are crosshairs. They're dots. His pupils are dots. There were no lines confirmed.
See, I think everybody in chat should just start guessing at who they think Rogers, and at the end we should just like reveal it because I have no idea who it is. I have my
It's
guesses.
Jatobo.
It's Jatobo. Jesus. Let me
The
see.
raven may fly, but I stand on my feet.
Told you.
Good lord. All right, so now I want to talk about the battle pass, which I absolutely love. I do. I like the battle pass, man. What do you mean? I like the battle pass because now I
I
can
like the
just play.
first 2 tiers of it that I got unlocked, guys. It's so good.
No, I'm up to like 11 or 12. I only play a little bit in the morning. I just like the fact that you just like you just get like it's progression. You just get stuff for playing. Like you don't have to wait for these loot boxes that drop the same 10 stuff over and over and over again and collect ramen from it. Like you actually kind of get like you know what I'm saying? Like instead of just dropping all your ramen on like one set of skins, you're like, okay, I'm just buying the skin this week. Like you could just play the progression and get the skins that way. I like that they added that in there. And like the challenges and stuff that you can do for ramen and points and stuff like that. You guys don't like it?
I like it. I think it adds more replayability, gives people something more to grind for because the daily rehab quests were just not enough. I mean, I felt like I wasn't even doing daily. I just felt like I was getting ramen for no reason. I think the quests are cool, man. The first week's quest, find the sign, the maple sign or the maple leaf shaped sign was cool. Um, this one, the fuck is a Toho or what the
Oh
goddamn
my god.
Pokemon sounding fucking what is that?
It's a backhoe. What?
You have to place the fire in the broken backhoe.
Okay,
It is
backhoe.
close to the electronic in the center of the On the Rock Shipping Company tile.
All right. But see, I didn't know what a backhoe was. I'm just,
You didn't know what a backhoe was.
I didn't. I thought it was like the alley behind my house. I don't know what was
You
back there.
thought the backhoe was the alley behind your house. If anyone is looking for yard work, Grimy will do it for 50 ramen.
Hell yeah.
Rabbit, what are your thoughts on the battle pass?
I think it's great. I think that it works well. I think that one of the things that's kind of frustrating to me is the whole you guys copied Fortnite.
True.
But realistically, it's $10 for $160 worth of content. And that's how they explained it. $10 for $160 worth of content. It's 50 tiers. A lot of the I mean, if you go through and do all of the challenges every week, right? That's 4 weeks. You get 7 tiers. That's 28 tiers just by itself. So you've done more than half of it just by doing the challenges. But that's, I mean, I think that it's great for $10. You're helping a game that's been free to play for almost 6 months now. You know, I think it works pretty well.
I'm kind of with Grimy. I think it adds replayability. Like I kind of like to log it and see what I get for that week or what's gonna be given to me. And I don't know if they changed the percentage on rares out of loot boxes, but I feel like a lot more than not now I get blue and higher rather than the green. Like I've opened a few purples this week just from playing. So I don't know if they changed the percentage on that or if I'm just getting lucky. The RNG gods are with me this week. I don't know. Anybody else notice that or?
I've been getting uncommons since fan gifts came out, so
I only get ramen out of fan gifts, so I don't know.
Roger, what are your thoughts on the battle pass?
It is wonderful hearing my story told from the point of view of Scavenger Studios. Other than that, it is fun challenging myself once more. As, unfortunately, the inmates are not good enough as they once were.
Roger, I got a question for you. Do you have a gold skin?
I am a gold skin
No,
inmate.
you're copper. What are you talking about?
What
Okay,
you
all
see
right.
on the surface is not what is in the soul.
So we have a clue. It is a gold skin inmate. All right, we got a clue. Does anybody in chat know who it is? I think Rabbit, do you?
It's Jatobo.
All right, if that's the case, Jatobo, why you haven't streamed in like 10 days? What's going on? I gotta watch.
I am Roger D. Glanton.
No, it's not Injustice. It can't
No.
be Jatobo because I
It's-
definitely haven't heard the OK Bud slip yet. Okay, bud.
It's confirmed it's nobody from Scavenger.
Yeah,
So
it is not anyone from the Scav team.
so yeah, it's a community member. My vote is anonymous. Can I get ones in the chat if people think it's anonymous?
Someone said Pacific.
Oh Jesus.
Oh, good lord. So I was gonna give Rabbit his own ranting hour, but he's very happy with the way that the game is right now. Rabbit
I got
said he has
something. I
nothing-
got something really quick to say. I'm not gonna rant about it though. And it goes with what I've been seeing a lot in the Discord. And there are actually people in chat right now that are guilty of it. And I just want to say real quick that this is a game and it's designed to be fun. And what I've been seeing lately is if you die to an arrow, it's because someone's arrow spamming you. If you die to an axe, it's because the axe doesn't work. If you kill somebody, though, they're trash and they need to uninstall. But if they kill you, they're sweaty. Just cut it out. Straight up. And, you know, quite honestly, I see some of the people in here. I'm not going to say names. It doesn't matter. Just stop. Like, straight up stop. You're not going to be better than everybody all the time. And the excuses need to go.
He literally just
That's it.
described Grimey's entire stream.
What do you mean?
All right. So, we're gonna change up how this works a little bit, because none of you listened. The last time I did this. So, what I want to do is, and Rabbit, you can put your email in the chat. What we want to do is start adding people into a community highlight reel. Instead of just doing like a play of the week, we'll have a highlight reel that you'll be added into. So for those of you who haven't seen it, Rabbit made this, I believe, last week, right?
A few days ago.
Ago.
So I'm working on, there aren't a lot of community-driven content. There isn't a lot of it right now. So basically, what's going on is I'm coming out with videos. I'm going to try to get one out every week, right around there. It doesn't just have to be like a crazy play. It could be something that you think only happens in Darwin, or something that like makes you excited about playing this game. I've got clips for this next one. I'm not going to go into it because I want it to be a surprise. But like the next video isn't really a highlight reel. It's kind of a like, this is really cool, or this is really funny, or this is awesome. This is why we play Darwin. And that's kind of what I want. So don't feel like it has to be don't feel like it has to be a top play or that it has to be something insane. Just send your stuff. I'll put the Gmail down. It's just rabbitmongooseofficial@gmail.com. It's in the description of the YouTube video as well. If you think you have a clip or if you want to submit a clip, I'll look at it. If I can work with it, I mean, I'm down to add as many clips, as many people as I can. So.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and show this real quick.
I'm watching. Make sure it's an entire kill, or else you'll get made fun of on stream.
A lot of people. So, where does the game come from? What is Darwin Project about? You know what? There's something very funny and interesting about Darwin Project.
Guys, a little
little bit of TP. Tries going for the trick shot. Oh my god!
Everybody believes that we are actually there to surf on the wave of the Battle Royale genre.
Holy shit. Holy shit. So hyped. Oh, gets the track, gets the snipe. Hold on, my Mozik. Oh my god, hits the god shot.
Yo, I'm actually a god this reset, not even gonna lie.
It's awesome. Oh!
Jesus
Oh my...
Christ.
Please don't die to somebody else, though. Yo! Oh, good fight. Holy shit! Oh, watch this. You ready? Wow! Let's go.
Oh
Let's
god.
get it. Hey, whoa, you didn't have to heal me. I was trying to help him.
Sorry, it's a rule. By the way, I don't think you guys got that joke, but
No, I got it. Hit me 3 times. Hit me 3 times. And then we'll start, okay? Wait, after I back up, okay? Hit me 2 more times.
I want to hit you this way, bro.
Okay, alright, hit me 1 more time. Alright, tell me when you're ready, alright?
I'm ready. As ready as I'll ever be.
The arena is out. The flick not gonna go from Gomenesai. The power leap is up. Teleport axe in the air. Oh my god.
I'm sorry, Rabbit. Please, I meant not. You're not Rabbit. I meant.
Oh my god.
You know, I'm
Just, I feel like a badass in an action movie. You watching this?
Yeah.
I feel so cool. No.
dang it.
Ah, God, I felt so cool.
Boom. We're back. That's a good video. I watched it the first time, but I didn't like watch it like that. You know what I'm saying?
So, I mean, the biggest thing about that, I mean, again, it doesn't matter who it is, what the clip is, anything like that. If you send something, just showing a lot of those clips are like, that only happens in Darwin. You know, the last clip that I added was my little brother had just started trying this game, right? And he gets nuked and he's running away from the nuke. And you hear him, yelling, I feel like such a badass, like running away from the nuke, trying not to die. I don't know of another game that kind of stuff happens. And it's just it's just I want us to look at all the stuff that makes Darwin fun, all the stuff that makes it just such a cool game, because we all play it all the time. Cool stuff happens all the time. Let's share it with each other, Can you send a Twitch clip? Yes, Snowy, you can send a Twitch clip for sure. Just send it to that email, and it's just rabidmongooseofficial@gmail.com. And then in the title, just put like highlight or highlight reel or whatever, and then send it to me, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, I think it's a good way to bring the community together, because we are a small community. Very small, but we're all pretty tight for the most part. And that's why I like Darwin. I've met a lot of cool people through Darwin. Yeah, I don't know. I like it. It's a small community and I like it. I wish it was bigger. I think we all wish it was a lot bigger. But I mean, they're trying their hardest with the dev team they have. and I think all of us continuously playing and giving feedback and doing community driven stuff really kind of gives them the drive to keep on going and not give up. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
well-
We kind of talked about sudden death attorneys. I'm sorry, guys. This is not going to be like a super long podcast, guys, because, like I said, there's been no top 100 this month or anything like that. I guess who's doing the tourneys every week and all that now? I guess I'll have to start paying attention to who's doing those because I know there's community funded tournaments now.
Are there any? I don't know if there's any other continuous tournaments besides Ask Asians that we're doing through the Darwin Elite. That's bi-weekly. I think we're going to be going into our 5th week. The next tournament, we just had our 4th this past one, and then it'll be the 5th one in 2 weekends, and then we do invitational after that.
I'll have to start checking those out. I work weekends, so it's hard for me to drop it and see that. But do they VOD those?
Yeah, I mean the people who stream it. Yeah. I mean,
I've got a couple of rounds on my stream from a couple days ago.
Asian always does the finals, so if you want to watch the finals, it's always on Asian stream.
I do not sleep, the Akame.
Yeah, from what I heard, you're half robot. You had a crosshair implanted into your face.
Indeed. It was most painful.
Yeah, what happened with that?
Unfortunately, my mind is not as it once was. I remember very little other than pain.
Pretty sure you just took that out of a Star Wars movie.
I dare say, though, inmates, the growth of this game comes not only from Scavenger Studios. It comes from within, from those that enjoy it first. Those that will enjoy it will far outnumber you now in days to come. Be that which this game is for all later down the road.
I mean, we can all hope. He said it best. Gotta have faith in the game. And hopefully it'll come around and get a big player base, and a lot more people can enjoy the game with us.
All right. So, before I do my least favorite part of the stream, Roger, I think, since you've been such a sport, I think we should do a game here. I think Roger should give us a hint. We already know he's a gold skin, a gold helmet.
We already know he's Jatoba.
We already know he's in chat.
Wait. How do we know he's a gold helmet? He said he is gold, but that's because he's talking about his body.
Oh.
Riddle me that.
Well, can we get a hint?
I am, and forevermore will be, Roger D. Glanton, father of the Darwin Project.
I don't know why you expected anything different.
I tried.
I don't know why
I
you
tried.
expected
I was
anything
trying. I tried. Someone said it's Kazuma or Steph. It's not Steph Knight.
They could be logged out of their Twitch.
He uses way too big of words to be Steph Knight.
Look, Steph is big brain, all right?
Shots fired. I know I said that because he's in the chat.
Is he?
Yeah, he's just been quiet. Steph Knight's in here lurking.
Oh.
I guess, guys, we're not gonna find out. We're not gonna find out at all.
Will we ever find out who Roger Glanton is? Roger D. Glanton.
The Battle Pass tells my story.
Got him.
Enjoy, inmates.
Gosh damn.
That's true. All right, so what we're gonna go ahead and do now is open up questions to the viewers. You can ask any one of us a question. Just tag us in that question.
You get one question. And if I don't read it, it's because I don't want to answer it.
You can ask Roger.
Don't worry, I'll answer those ones.
You can ask Grimy, myself, Rabbit. Just tag us. All right, Leah's got a question for Roger. So just go ahead and throw it up there.
Who's the next gold skin? Kazuma. Next question.
Are you a bad jumping orange suit, Roger?
I use berserk arrows. Therefore, jumping is never a problem.
I don't know if that's a hint or if...
I mean, a lot of people use berserk arrows right now.
That's true.
I wonder if that's a hint. If 90%, so we've knocked it down to 90% of the community could be Roger Glanton. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting close.
Well, it knocks out recursive. Recursive uses default or tracker. Does Scarecrow use? I know. I thought Scarecrow used Axe Sharpener tracker still.
40, explain why you was dogging on duos this morning. What do you mean? I played like 2 games. Who's that dog? Oh. Oh, I know what you're talking about. All right. So duos today, I was sort of toxic. Not like verbally toxic, but everybody was trying to hang out during a beach party campfire and I kept attacking people. I was being kind of toxic.
Wow.
I was being
Are you talking about people being toxic in the community?
Wow.
I was being kind of toxic.
Typical COD player.
And speaking of, Black Ops... No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, 40 was dogging on the game. 40?
I was dogging on the game, dude.
Wow.
Dude, listen, if you guys had $1 for every time I was like, axes are broken, like, you'd all be rich. I say that almost every game I swing. And guess what? I can still swing and be absolutely nowhere close to hitting you and still say axes are broken. Grimy, when does Kermit get silver?
So as far as as far as the eye can see. No, I'm just kidding. No, Kermit has actually been doing really good in tournaments. I mean, he's always, I think, in my eyes, had potential. I don't think getting silver necessarily means skill. As far as like mechanical skill. But Kermit has always had potential to get the silver. With recent performances in tournaments and making finals, etc., I think that'll help ease his nerves. But honestly, the biggest thing in top 100 is nerves. If you don't have a skin, the pressure of getting your first skin is there. Like unless you just are a sweaty machine like recursive and just don't feel anything, then I don't know.
I bet he feels his shampoo when he puts it in his long hair.
What? Chances of Akame getting silver? Yeah, 100%. I killed Kermit without him hitting me. It was pretty sad. Sometimes Kermit. I mean, when he sweats, he's really good. Excuse me? Recursive, be honest. Did you ever have a lot of nerves competing in the top 100 before you had a skin? Because let me tell you, I had a lot of nerves. I know Kermit is going through that issue of that barrier.
It's a completely different playset. It's so different than just playing in pubs.
Well, I mean, even compared to other tournaments, like money tournaments, I felt, I should say, a lot more pressure in top 100s trying to get that skin and that notoriety, or some sort of notoriety. Not like silver skin means that much, but compared to money tournaments, because I don't know, that pressure is there. After you compete in so many top 100s, that expectation is like there. Everyone's like, oh, are you gonna get silver skin this tournament, or why didn't you get it, or you had an easy bracket, etc., etc. So yeah, that pressure is there.
All right, we got another question for Roger coming up here. What is your helmet
I
made
am
out of?
present.
Repeat that, Porty.
What is your
It
helmet?
is an alloy of which you can learn if you discover my story on the battle pass.
Buy
How
the
do
battle
we-
pass, guys.
How do we know if that information is there? Do we know?
Because
You
Jitoba helped
must
write it.
read between the lines, Grimy.
Fair
And I
enough.
can't even hear past like I'm trying to listen to how they say their words and I still can't pin who this is. It's driving me nuts.
The RP is insane. All right. What else? What else are we talking about? What's going on?
I think that's it. Those are the only questions I've seen. I need to go buy my lottery ticket so I
See-
can become a billionaire.
Someone I want to ask chat because Leah said something. That's I don't mind the lore. I just don't like me personally when I'm playing a game. Like I don't bat check. Like I'll click on it and kind of look at what it is, but I don't like go a lot into it. But chat, how do you guys feel about like the lore and the stories they put into Darwin?
What? I was reading chat. I missed the question.
The question is, do you enjoy the story or do you enjoy the game?
I enjoy the game more so. I've never been much of someone to sit there and read. I mean, I think the lore is a cool aspect to it and can attract certain people who like the lore. Because I know, like, my girlfriend Nemesis, she loves reading lore and stuff like that, and knowing backstories. So
I love the subtle. Never mind the subtle addition.
She said Grimy can't read. You're an idiot. Ha.
Also, I had LaCroix once. It was gross, and I held my bow for like 2 minutes one time and missed a shot. So yeah. But yeah, anyone else want to add to that?
It seems to be mixed in chat. Some people are like, lore, lol, and some people like it. I have like extreme ADD, so like I need more to read than like 3 things. Like I read it and it doesn't really give too much right now, and I understand that's because like there's a whole story to be told. So I think once there's more of it, like I'll look into it when I can kind of like connect pieces, but I don't like having it where like it's dropped off, so you get a couple pieces here and there, and then you gotta wait.
Your books from cover to cover, not page by page.
Yes.
That is a fair way to read.
Yes.
47.
I feel like he's the Dr. Phil of our stream right now.
Snowy Umby, no, I am not your ancestor.
Let me see. Anything else? Anything else? I guess not. Roger, do you have any parting words for the chat about Darwin and you?
Enjoy the game and enjoy the story, for they work hand in hand. But most of all, share all with your fans.
I'm down with that. I like that. I like that. Yeah, I just want to say, like, I appreciate all the support we get through this podcast. Yeah, I know Chet gets a little Troy sometimes, but you guys show up and you guys support us, and that's like one of the best things about this community is that even when people are streaming other stuff, or either when people are playing Darwin and we recognize each other, like everybody has each other's back most of the time. So, I mean, it's cool, and I like it that everybody is for the most part, friendly with each other. There's always a few toxics lurking around.
I have a question
What's
for
up?
our outro dab. How is Roger gonna dab for us?
He's gonna tilt his profile picture sideways.
I don't think he can do that. My God. Rabid,
Alright.
closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts. No. Make sure if you've got clips, make sure you send them on my way. You can either send them to me in Discord or rabidmongoose@gmail.com. Doing a 12-hour stream on Saturday to celebrate 1,000 followers. Really appreciate everybody who has given me a follow, everybody who's been awesome in the community. Other than that, buy my shirt. I'm going to go gamble on my money to try to be a billionaire. That's all I got.
Grimy?
Yeah. I stream sometimes. That's it. That's all I got.
All right. And you guys can follow me at 47 FPS on Twitter and YouTube. Twitch is just 47. Usually I stream the podcasts. Actually, I always stream the podcast. And I will be trying to get like a set schedule here going on for a bunch of stuff coming up in the future. Not Black Ops 4. Don't worry, Rabbit.
I don't care.
So with that, we're gonna go ahead and go. When is the next top 100 tournament? Is that next week? Right? End of
It's
the month?
second week of November.
Second week in November. So
That's so far away.
It's like the 10th and the 11th or something like that.
that would fall right before.
Yeah.
Let me see.
That is literally in 4 days and 2 weeks.
4 days and 2 weeks. Yep.
I'll probably. Yeah, so we'll probably do the next podcast after the Tuesday after that top 100.
Wow.
So we can talk about
Not
the top
committed.
100. What?
Weekly podcast, by the way.
Well, it's not weekly. It's never been weekly.
Good luck. Getting this podcast to be weekly would be. We need a lot more support for that.
Yeah, we have a lot more support, a lot more content.
A lot more content.
It's getting there. If the game ever gets bigger, who knows?
We can turn the podcast into Keemstar.
With a bigger dev team and pumping out content, it could be possible. But for now, we do bi-weekly. But I kind of want to hold off till the next top 100 tournament so we can throw that one into there as well.
Who's winning it?
But I'll figure out.
Can I get names in chat? Who's winning the next top 100, boys?
Roger Glanton.
I'm gonna go with PP7.
You're gonna go for the back-to-back, or not
Yep.
back-to-back, but double?
He's gonna be the first double.
Wait, is that back-to-back?
No, he's gonna be the first double though.
Who won the last one?
Ori, right?
Oh yeah, it was Ari. Yeah.
Whoever's in my bracket's getting manhunted.
Hell yeah,
No.
throw it on me.
Just letting you know.
Throw it on me.
Also, guys, stop being so sweaty in lobbies so Rabbit can get some elo.
No, it's not even about the sweaty. It's just like realize that you're not always better than everybody.
Okay, one last question. So you guys might not know this. Rabbit and 40 had a competition at the beginning of the month about who would finish the reset with the most elo, right? And Rabbit's mad at 40 because 40's been playing COD and hasn't even finished his placements.
40's played 4 solo matches.
Who's gonna be on top? 40, Rabbit. You guys have played against him. Who's gonna finish
He
higher?
said he's got like 20 something, 2,000 something elo. I just need like 2 hours. I got this.
Rabbit is a god. He dicked on me.
I'll give everybody $5 in chat if they just continuously throw against me. Rabbit, unless 40 plays, probably 40.
Wow, shots. All right. You heard it. You saw it. That's the ending right there.
All
I
right.
got nothing to prove. I've actually been playing the game that I run a podcast for.
He has. Rabbit's been playing more than any of us. That's partially due to, and I actually a lot of people.
No. Partially my ass. It's not partially.
Listen, there's a lot of people in this chat right now that I could call, who've been playing shit tons of Black Ops 4.
They don't run a Darwin Project podcast.
Listen, I know what's going on. I got the patch notes in front of me. And we had Roger here to explain his story.
Yeah. All
So
right.
thank you, Roger, for joining us. Rabbit, Grimy, thank you for filling in.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime.
Director had some stuff come up, so we're not dabbing out because Roger can't dab. So
Wow.
GG's.
We're gonna give up on the dab.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, dab's
Grimy.
over.
All right, I'm dabbing to my right. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Dab. There we go.
All right,
We're
we
good.
dabbed out. I'll let you guys know on Twitter, Reddit, when the next podcast is going to be. If it's not in 2 weeks, it'll be shortly after, maybe 3 weeks, like I said, to keep the 100, top 100 in it. Thank you guys for showing up and for all the support, and we will see you on the next Snowball Effect.